Hello there, it's Mr. Eager. Just drinking from one of my favorite mugs I've made on the wheel. Made something like this as well on the potter's wheel. I'll let you know, the mug is probably the most common thing people think about when they think about pottery. Well, in ceramics 1, I'm gonna teach you how to use the slab method to build one. I know everybody wants to use the potter's wheel, but this takes a lot of practice, and I can show you a very simple, easy way to make your own mug so you can enjoy your favorite beverage in it as well. You can make mugs with this shape, all kinds of things like that. But I made the slab method, and here's one old student one made here that you can make. Here's one I made as well with a face on it and all that stuff to drink out of as well. In the video, I'm gonna be making this mug here. And I'll demo how to make this one here. Some kids think, oh, but it's not on the potter's wheel. I'll let you know something, there's some amazing artists, and I'll probably include some pictures as I'm sitting here yapping about some pretty cool hand-built mugs that you can find out there that aren't just made on the potter's wheel. They're pretty darn amazing. So don't just think, oh, I can do it, doesn't on the wheel, doesn't matter. They're pretty darn amazing. Because we're gonna use, making this mug here, we're gonna use a 45-degree tool, gonna make a template for your handle. I've got little handle makers to help you out with that. I know this is the hardest thing for people making pottery is handles, so I've got some of these now to make it a lot easier. A template for the size of the piece you need to make. Gonna use a Pringles can, a little texture to add on to them. I have tons of different textures you can choose from to add to them, or you can draw your own design there as well. You're gonna use the slab method, so we're gonna use the sticks, 1/4-inch ones, which are yellow ones in my room, and a rolling pin. And we're gonna make this little guy right here. And this whole video will cover this whole process. So you too will have your own little special mug to drink your hot cocoa, your tea, your coffee, whatever else you want to drink out of it. I'm enjoying my drink now. Let's watch the video.
First thing you want to do is make your paper template. It's going to be 11 inches wide, 5 to 6 inches tall. I'll let you decide how tall you want to make it. And you want to make this out. So you want to measure out with your ruler, get a nice straight line, make your piece. Then you're going to make your handle. You can use a handle maker to help you out, or you can make up your own. Just kind of trace everything out. Then you're going to cut it, get it ready to go, to move on to the next step. When you have everything cut out, you're going to tape it together, including the handle. Don't worry about the bottom. That'll show up later. And this is what your mug should look like in the template form. And then it'll look like this when you cut it all out of clay. After the template done, it's time to roll out the clay. Use the yellow sticks to make this mug. I'm going to flatten it out, throw it at a nice angle of the table, keep turning it over, rolling it between the rolling pin, make sure the rolling pin sits on the sticks, and keep rolling the clay out. Then I'll smooth it out with the rib, add some texture to it now. Before I even trace out my paper template, I get everything ready to go, have my template, trace it out, cut it out, and then I will begin to assemble. Once my template's cut out, I'm going to wrap one layer of newspaper around a Pringles can, one piece tape to hold it in place. So that'll wrap around that can. Then I'm going to cut 45-degree angles on each side of my slab, so when they roll up, they'll kind of overlap each other. When I cut my 45, I cut it one direction, pulling towards me, and then I'm going to flip the whole entire slab over and cut the other 45 as well. That way, when it rolls around that Pringles can again, it'll meet up nice and have a nice clean edge, and it won't have this weird lump, and also help it from not falling apart or cracking at that seam. Once I have my 45s on, I'm going to wrap it around the tube, double check the measurements, cut away any excess clay I might need to. It may fit perfectly, who knows. Here I am just cutting it, made mine a little too big because my newspaper is fine, but it's always better to make it a little bit bigger than smaller. Wrap it around it, press together, and move on to the next step. Once everything is cut, I'm now going to trace out a bottom. So I have a nice bottom piece on there. I'm going to cut this out so then I can attach it to the slab I have made. Here I am taking it apart, pulling the tube out, ripping out the newspaper. Now I'm going to attach my bottom onto the piece. First, I'm going to blend the seam inside of it so it doesn't come apart on me. Make sure everything's well blended. I'm going to draw a little circle so I know where to score and slip. I'm going to score and slip the two pieces together. First, I'm going to get everything scored, then I'm going to apply the slip and then join everything together. And then I'm going to smooth all the seams, smoothen everything, blend all together so I can drink out of my mug and not spill any of my beverage. Now it's time to work on the handle. I'm going to take a coil of clay, I'm going to roll it out, use my template to kind of make sure it'll fit that design, make sure it's about a thumb thickness, of course. I'm kind of flattening out, so I'm smoothing out my piece a little bit, cutting to shape, kind of blend and smooth all my seams with a nice rubber rib, make sure it matches my paper template, cut to size, wrap it on the form, let it sit and stiffen up so I can join it to my mug. Remove the handle from the form, double check it. Looks like it fits well. Now I'm going to round out the lip of the mug. Mug has to have a nice round lip to be able to drink out of. If it's kind of a straight edge, it doesn't work very well. So I use a rib, some various other tools, kind of round it out, smooth it out as best I can. Make it a little bit thinner is what I want to do there. Look at cups you have at home. You'll see that they all have a nice round piece. Now it's time to prepare the handle. I'm going to cut it, get ready for it to fit, kind of flatten out some pieces so there's something to join to the piece to. I don't want a really thin piece to hold. Now I'm going to score and slip it, press and blend and smooth everything together. To really take time making sure it's pressed on really well. You don't want that handle to pop off and spill your beverage. Once the handle is blended on there, I'm then going to go ahead and begin to smooth it out, blend and smooth all my pieces, spray a little water, just blend and smooth with sponges, brushes, make sure it's all nice and clean, ready to use. I'm going to add a little thumb rest by a little ball of clay, press it on there, it gives me a place for my thumb to rest, and I cannot wait to see the mug you create. Remember, think about texture design, put a face on it, make it unique, make it your own. This is where you're going to put your beverage in, so make it look really cool.